Hello, she's Trixie, I'm Sarah, and this is Our Yarn World, a place we come to share the love of yarn crafts and all that it gives us and what we hope it gives you. We're on episode 199 today, and we're on the third installment of our craftiest time of the year.
Yes.
This is the time of year where we end up going really hard on getting things done before the end of the year, whether it be for trying to get whips done that we've been holding off to the end all year long, which let's not talk about that. To just holiday crafting, right? We celebrate Christmas. Not everybody might not. Some people have different holidays this time of year.
Yeah.
But there's a reality to the fact that this time of year tends to be really chock full of many traditions of giving gifts, and we love a good homemade gift around here.
Yeah.
It is something that we do not just because, but because it matters. I know that might sound kind of, circular, but it really does mean something. My kids will take a homemade blanket any day over some of their other blankets. My kids have been arguing over blankets. My husband's been arguing over some of the homemade blankets. All of them have been made by this one. It is a consistent thing in my household as to whose blanket's whose. And it matters. Some of our best and most memorable things in our house are homemade. And I have very specific requests every year from multiple different people in my family as to homemade gifts, whether it be more extended family or closer to home family. It is something that has become a bit of a tradition. And I am, even this year, I was commissioned to help write down a pattern for a friend who doesn't have, I guess, the way that my brain works is I'm able to, if I see an image, I'm able to render it into a pattern kind of in my brain and kind of just make it. That's from years of trial and error because I didn't know how to read patterns for such a long time that I had to figure it out in my brain at a very young age. And this was just my thing. But now I'm much better at reading, writing, and still continuously rendering patterns. And I have a friend who's like, I can't find a pattern for this. Can you make me one? So I am doing that on top of it. So it is the craftiest time of the year. You better be getting in that spirit because my Lord, the countdown has begun. It might be only as episode 3, but that means that there's only 5 left. And I was at 1 not but 2 weeks ago. So, oh my gosh, Mom, help.
Yeah.
Help.
Well, I am working on a blanket, but I made a sun catcher the other day for one of the people that I'm gifting. And so it's a little different than I've done before, which is really fun. And so it's pink. She loves pink and silver, but it's got little flowers on it. And I hope you can see those. And so I was having a real good time making this one because it was just like putting all these different kind of pink beads on it and doing them in an order that I had established, and then putting the flowers in there every other one, and then having the prism in the middle, and just having your ball and chain at the end. And so this will be a gift for somebody, and that's important to say because I have a lot of these the extra gum has these containers, and I saved them because one, it would be a shame just to throw these away and not have something when you need it. Mm-hmm. I do save them, and I have used them for all kinds of reasons over the years. I have put stuff in them. I have put little kits together so I can just throw them in my bag, and I just have the little case, and I don't have to bring all my stuff, little scissors fit in here, so you can put your little scissors and a whole bunch of other things, threads or whatever.
Honestly, me, I would use it as like a card case or
Yeah.
yeah. It's really a convenient shape.
Yes. So, all that to say, last week when I made the green one, the green sun catcher, I was able to fit it inside here. It's in the Ziploc bag, but it's also in here. Now I can wrap it because this is a very odd shape to wrap, right? So now
it would almost have to require like a small gift bag or something to put it in.
So now I've got this green one in here, and because I have the same kind of prism in there, I know that this pink one will fit into there. So I'm going to make sure that I put them into a snack Ziploc bag first, so none of the chain gets all tangled into the opening and shutting of this. And then put the Ziploc bag inside the container, and then I can wrap it, and it makes it so much easier on me. I just thought I would give you that clue or that tip, because if you've got small things to wrap, and you've been keeping these kind of containers too, or any kind of containers that you have, think about using those as something to contain it and then wrap your gifts, because it's so much easier, and then when the person opens it, they can always put it back in there until they get home.
Yeah.
And so I'm one of those people who tries to think of all kinds of reasons to use things before I just toss them out in the garbage, because nowadays you have to do that. Things cost so much money nowadays, and extra is a gum that costs a little bit extra, but I think it's because they're giving you this container too.
Yeah, there's a lot to that.
And it's one of the gums that I enjoy because of the flavor, but it gives me a reason not to eat dessert after supper or lunch sometimes. It gives me a reason to keep going with my diet, because I get that little bit of sweet and I don't have the calories to go with it. Another good tip. And but it gives me all these containers too, and using stuff up, not going out to buy more things when you've already got things that you could use.
Yeah.
It's a way of making things work for you. Another thing that I do, just as we're on this
subject
kick, I save my pill bottle containers also. They come in all shapes and sizes. I can get my pills in this one time and the big fat one the next time.
Yeah.
And so I keep them, and I put them in a bag, and when I need something to contain, I have all kinds of little shapes to do it with. Now this one specifically, I put 4 what are those batteries?
Double A's.
Yeah, AA batteries in here. Those go into the camera. I recharge them after every session of our videoing.
Rechargeable.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then I put them in here until the next time that we video, because keeping your batteries inside your camera, it sucks the life out of them. So you take them out, and for me, I recharge them, and then I put them in here, and I put them in the bag where I put all my filming equipment, and I just am able to know exactly what I'm looking for when I'm looking for the batteries, and that's how I do things. So another good little tip there. I just wanted to let you know all this because Christmas is coming and you gotta have containers, or you have to have ways of putting things into other things to make sure that you can get the wrapping done right, or not lose little parts or whatever it is. If you've got stuff for kids and there's a lot of little parts,
yes,
containing them in something is always a good thing. They also love to put things into things. Kids are famous for that. So if you can find a little container that they can put stuff in, they love that.
Getting a tackle box, repurposing a tackle box, any little container like
plastic ones or metal ones.
I like to make my own dough for different things, like pizza dough, and I get the instant yeast, and that comes in a little glass jar with a nice metal lid.
Oh, yeah.
And my son, when I end it and when I'm getting it done, the yeast is dry inside the container, so normally it's just like a little bit of dust that is in there. You can just knock it out. It's practically empty.
Yeah.
Not that you obviously don't want to wipe it out if you're putting something that might react to the yeast in there, but it's practically just a little bit of powder, right? And my son saw that I had one left out because I hadn't thrown it away, and he's like, "Can I have this?" And I was like, "I don't care." Well, the other day, my husband was going through some stuff, and he's like, "What is this?" And my son had not only really reused that jar for a whole bunch of knickknacks and bobs, but had hid it inside of our bedroom somewhere where it was just like, my husband was just so thrown off because he just couldn't imagine what I would have done with an instant yeast jar where I was putting all this stuff in there. I was like, that's Caniels. And he's like, okay, makes more sense. And I enjoy that ability to just see what they do with stuff because it's so powerful to have them start thinking outside that box.
Yeah. They love putting things into containers.
They do.
So what have you been working on?
I've been working on quite a few things, but it's not normally what I do during this time of year. Some of it is because of some new things I've been doing, just outside the house, being able to have some mom time. I've been hanging out with some friends. My best friend started a D&D campaign, and knowing that I'm more on the craftier end of the spectrum for some things, because honestly, Mom, it's really cool. One of the other people on the sorry, I was cutting something out. I'll show you that in a minute. One of the things that is really cool is that my friend is really crafty. She just kind of feels like, because she doesn't think of things the same way I do, that she's not, but she really is. She's quite the crafty person.
Yeah.
But the other girl on the team is actually in college for art. Her art was accepted, and she got into this specific college because her art got recognized, and she was, I think she was accepted into the college for it. And I was just like, so she draws, she does a whole bunch of stuff too, and I'm just, so we're always just kind of like, this is so cool. Because you realize, because the men on the group, not that they're not, they don't have their own artistic drive, because it's not that that's impossible, but you can tell that they're more, they have this, they have a lot when it comes to like the story-driven aspect of it. Definitely our dungeon master, my best friend, she is insane when it comes to story writing. But these guys have been in these sort of things because it's kind of like a board game that's also similar to the way that video games are. And so you kind of have a lot of independent choices you can make while also being guided by the dice and guided by the way that the story's flowing, because of the way that the dungeon master is orchestrating the story. So it's very fun. And so the guys bring out such interesting things in it because they have played not only these sort of games before, but some of the video games that they play really gives them that like that perspective and kind of like that charm of like, get this done, do this, get that done, do this. And they've been really helpful as I'm learning how to do the game, because there's a lot of mechanics and papers that I have to follow and make sure that I'm doing things correctly. And I have really good friends that are helping me. And some of these are friends I haven't seen in a long time, where I knew them through Stephanie. So actually became able to kind of start associating them as kind of like, I'm starting to have more friends is really fun too. But the other day I showed you guys that I was building a little build for the board. So you have a table, there's a board, it's indication of where we are in the world. You're kind of looking in on this world and you're playing kind of like this, but you can make things, right? Like little buildings and stuff. Stephanie's been asking me to make that stuff. Well, I got done making this building. I have little archways with the doors, the structure, all these like wooden details. I did have like some vines going through in the back and some shutters with stuff, a chimney with smoke coming out of it. I even roughed up some old stamps and made them look like they're posters. I'm really proud of this. This is the first time I did this, and a lot of this is cardboard that I just strategically placed and aged with paint and hot glued. And it's my first one. It's not perfect, but it's going to work. And we used it for the game the other day, and it was very convenient for a square, kind of having that ability to have like a structure. I'm planning on making a whole bunch more of these, so that's something I'm going to be doing and sharing with you on the channel. I know it's not technically my normal arts and crafts, not normally yarn, not normally thread. It's normally what I use, yarn and thread, something along those lines. This is different. But again, having that ability to kind of have that, see an image and be able to render it in my brain into something 3D is something that is helping Stephanie. Because like I said, she is really good at making things, especially when she kind of has, like if this had been a template, she would have been able to build it. She kind of just needs that little extra setup, right? Nothing wrong with that. Most people do. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that I'm special for my thing. I think it was just the way I learned my craft. Because I did not learn how to read patterns quick enough. Right. I was kid when I learned how to crochet. Yeah. It would have required help to read a pattern. I didn't really have that ability to kind of like comprehend the pattern. Like I struggled with reading as a kid too. So that sort of thing was something that wasn't easily something that I did. So there's a lot of trial and error. So I just have already gotten used to doing things this way. It is good in the aspect that we don't normally have to have a pattern if I can make one. Right. But I don't think there's anything wrong with already having a pattern. Right. It's just someone else that has already done what I did, and they had more time to actually do it better. Half the time when I'm doing stuff, I'm doing it much faster, and I don't have a lot of time to do some of the smaller details. Right. So I love being able to have patterns. But this was one that I made. I got inspired by something. Stephanie wanted it to be a little bit more rustic, having like that molding, the beams, and the stonework. She wanted it to kind of look like medieval, rustic look. So I'm going to be building more of these. I also am going to be making a log cabin for when we're in the woods. Wow. When we're in the woods. And possibly when we're getting to a really big part of the scene, more castle work and stuff like that. I'm really excited. It's just fun. It makes me feel like you're building like doll houses, kind of. Yeah. Like they're set pieces, right? It reminds me of like my mom just put out the Village, like Christmas Village. You can buy all the different pieces.
It's actually a quilt village.
Oh, that's right. But they're the little things that you can buy that are all independent pieces that if you set it up correctly, it looks like you're in a little village. I know you know what I'm talking about. I'm not, but I'm practically making that stuff for a D&D, which is practically a board game that's a video game. I know I'm rounding around myself, but it's new for me. It's really fun. I'm really enjoying it. Being able to express my craft at the same time as being able to get introduced into this game with friends that are having a lot of grace on me as being a new player and not knowing how to do it.
Right.
And seeing these people come to life, becoming their characters in a way that changes how they open up.
Right.
And how they're able to kind of let their lives kind of relax and they're able to enjoy what's in front of them. They don't have to worry about anything else. It's nice to be able to have a place to escape.
Yeah.
And I love seeing that for people.
Yeah.
Some people that's with shows, some people that's with books, some people that's with their sports,
right.
Some people that's with their crafts, and some people it's with their games. And being able to do this where it's in person, you're still having that social aspect of it, and being able to bond over something that's fun, but still being able to kind of be like, I'm able to put me away, I can become this character and just enjoy this. I don't have to live in the real world for a minute. I can just be this. It's really fun. And if you ever have an opportunity to at least see if D&D is your thing and you enjoy the storyline that the DM is willing to share with you, because they can only share so much, but just, hey, this is something that I would try it. I'm lucky that my best friend I trust her. I know my triggers. I know my things. That's stuff that is discussed. So there's not subject matter that you want to have done in the story. That's all expressed beforehand. So some people have their different limitations and that is respected.
Yes.
So that's fun too. Yeah. But besides that, because that's really consumed part of my week, being able to get that done, go there, have fun with that. It's really sparked different creative inspirations in me. And my kids, they really liked watching me make this.
Right.
They thought that was so cool that I made things out of boxes and cereal boxes and just cardboard and it turned into something. Mm-hmm. They thought that was so cool. And I'm just like, oh, I love when you can tell that their brains are working and they're just like, oh, what's this? What's it gonna be, Mom? But besides that, there's a couple more things I want to share. So obviously I told you guys that I'm making a string of Christmas lights that are made out of felt. Please, felt? What is it?
Yeah.
Felt? Okay, sorry. I don't know the difference. Sue me. I'm making individual bulbs out of felt. I'm stuffing them with stuffing and I'm hot gluing these little tops that I'm creating on. And I am going to string them. I want them to be all in this kind of like muted, kind of rich color scheme. I didn't want it to be neon colors and I did not want them to be dark and kind of moody colors. I wanted them to be the kind of like this in between. This is kind of like a dark, I know that you're getting the reflection of the light, but it's kind of like a dark baby blue or sky blue.
Yeah.
And I have things in different shades of this. My mom was able to get me purple because I really wanted purple, so she got me some purple. I'm just cutting out the shapes to be able to cut out the pieces for this. I got orange that I'm going to be putting on. I got yellow that I'm going to be putting on.
Those will make it bright.
Yes, I have white bulbs already made. White bulbs already made. So the blue and the white are already done. Then I am currently working on pink bulbs. I haven't gotten the tops on these, but you'll see what this looks like. So the green top isn't on top, but that white or the light really kind of takes away the contrast, but this is like a baby pink. And I'm gonna have like red and the green and just all these different ones, and I'm planning to string them along, and I want there to be a little like outlet
Yes.
at the end.
I think you should do that. I think that'll be fun.
I like the idea that it's just kind of like there, right? Last year I made Tingle the house elf. I will be bringing him back this year, and my kids saw me make it. They still tell me, I know that you made it, but like, how is he alive? Preface. We have, he talked to them every single day leading up to Christmas. He had notes and different things, and he would do different things around the house, right? Similar to just the regular elf on the shelf. But with this guy, he is someone that talks back to Santa about how they're doing, and he'll give them tips and tricks as to help them maybe make better decisions, help them with their bad days, and just be able to get into the Christmas spirit. I didn't want it to be necessarily terribly mischievous. Part of me had wanted it to be really fun on the parents, where we could just make it seem like he was causing chaos. But I realized in the end there was an opportunity to be had, and it could be something good. When he had to leave to go back to Santa's workshop, they really got sad, and all of a sudden, a big surprise happened. He left a magical letterbox, a mailbox on our windowsill, and they've been sending him letters all year long, and he writes them letters back. And he said that he would be back for Thanksgiving, and they would be able to spend those 6 weeks with him before he had to go back on New Year's. So they're excited. They're ecstatic. He is coming back. And I love the idea that because there's Christmas magic that can be shared, there's opportunity to be able to make more things that will last long. They will be homemade. They will be, as they grow up, they'll be able to be a part of making things every year.
Right.
That adds to our little collection of Christmas things.
Yeah.
And things like this and Tingle, they're not going to get hurt. If you throw them into the Christmas stuff, they'll smush down, and they'll bounce back. They're not going to break. They're not going to shatter. They're not going to get hurt. It's simple, and it's fun, and it's brings out creativity.
And if you need to, you can put them through the washer and dryer.
Yes, there's a lot of versatility with them, and I am excited to see what this is going to be like. The kids love seeing us craft. They love the homemade stuff. My son has given me a huge list of things that I have not gotten to him yet that he needs me to get done ASAP for Christmas and his birthday. And I'm like, well, okay then. And my brother has kind of beaten me to the punch with some of the things, really making it very evident that this year I cannot fail, because my brother decided to ask me if my son still liked a very specific old retro video game that I've been introducing to him a long time ago. About a year ago, I introduced this to my son, and my son plays it every week. And I told my brother. My brother's like, "Bet," and he's on a website right now making a homemade shirt for him that has those characters on it. You're not going to get that anywhere. This game is retro, it's old, and the fact that my brother is like, I'm going to make him this shirt so that he has something, because you can buy Mario stuff, you can buy Donkey Kong, you can't buy Banjo-Kazooie stuff. And I'm like, I can't fail this year. I have to now make this stuff. Thanks. I'm both very happy that you're doing this, and also put on the spot of like, I can't not do this again this year. I can't be like, oh, I just didn't get to it. Sorry. Like, no, I have to do it. Because I can't just buy stuffies because there's no merchandise for this game. I am excited. Did you know that? I'm excited. This will be fun. It really will be fun, but my lord, am I like, because it's never one thing. I made Mario and Luigi, and then I made Bowser, and then I had to make a piranha plant, and then I had to make a Goomba, and then I had to make, and then I had to make, and then I had to make, and now my son's like, you didn't make a Yoshi, you didn't make a Koopa Troopa, you didn't make a Wiggler, you didn't make this and that, and I'm like, excuse me. And now I have a whole bunch of other things. And when I start this with the Banjo-Kazooie, it's not going to just be Banjo-Kazooie. It's going to be Mumbo Jumbo. It's going to be the Jinjos. It's going to be the this. It's going to be the that. It's going to be the this. And it's going to be the that. And there's a part of me that really loves the fact that he knows that his mom is capable of making him stuff.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. But there's also that part of me that's like, I am setting myself up for a lot of crafting. I have to deliver.
Right?
Like I said, craftiest time of the year. Let's go. I need war paint. It's happening. I'm wrong.
Oh, with all that, we decided on this quote today. And part of it is because of the diagnosis I got recently. And part of it is because poor Olivia has been
Through the ringer.
struggling with pneumonia. She finally went back to school today. The teacher said she could, but she is
The
still...
doctor said she could.
Yeah, what did I say?
A teacher.
Oh, I'm sorry. And she, but she's still on a whole regimen of medicine to stay on for a while. And so we picked, healing requires from us to stop struggling, but to enjoy life more and endure it less. That's said by Darina Stoyanova. Healing requires from us to stop struggling, but to enjoy life more and endure it less. To me, that just says stress can cause what is ailing you. If you stop stressing and start enjoying life, maybe you wouldn't suffer as much. And that's a simplified term, you just...
And that's your way of interpreting
Yeah,
it.
I know that stress is in the 90s of what ails us in this world. Stress can cause heart attacks. Stress can cause strokes. Stress can cause all these different things that people suffer with. But it is also, it may not be so much on her part. Her other ailments might be, but maybe not pneumonia so much. But like the Crohn's is very much a stress-induced thing, and it's a very individual. Everybody experiences it differently, so it's a very individual disease that if you get it, you're going to suffer from it different from other people that have the same thing.
Yeah.
And so when you term it that way, you realize your stress is what's causing you to go through what you are going through. Mm-hmm. And so I have been trying to not stress out as much. So, hey, I didn't get my blanket done this week, but I did get this sun catcher done. Mm-hmm. I did not, I basically have been on the more tired side of things, figuring out what this disease does. And I have been to a dietitian, and I have been to a counselor, and I am learning about what I need to do to help myself.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to start enjoying life more and enduring it less. Enduring it. That's a hard word to say.
Yeah,
enduring it less. So, what do you think about this?
I think it is a priority mindset. And here's the thing, I don't want anyone to invalidate themselves. I don't want anyone to act like things aren't serious, especially if you're going through something serious. Do not play yourself down. Do not invalidate yourself. Do not let other people gaslight you into thinking that your experience is not important. What this means is figuring out that if you are going through something hard, make the right choices, because you're in a situation where you have to make a choice as to what you want your life to be. There's so much that can try to define that for you in this life. Illness, circumstances, relationships. you have the power of being able to say enough is enough. This is what I want my life to be.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take away limitations, circumstances, expectations, boundaries. What it means is I can't let this continue to define everything. I have to be able to define that. I have to be able to make this what I need this to be.
Yeah.
I need to be able to enjoy my life because it's my life. I only get it once. That's why during times of the year like this, where we might be only seeing people that we only see one time a year,
Yeah.
if keeping the peace isn't keeping you
Peaceful? Yeah.
then make a different decision this year.
Yeah.
It's not about the fact that you don't want there to be this family uproar, right? Or a friendship issue. It's learning the value of when it's appropriate to choose you. Because again, we live with us more than anyone else. We have to live with ourselves up here, our bodies, our souls, our minds. If you don't have peace with you when you're the one who's going to live with you the longest no matter what, are you living the life that you want to live?
Right.
I know it's a bit of a deep thing for a crafting channel, but there's a reality to it. It's part of the reason that we like our crafting, because it makes us pause and allows us to think and relax and still be productive while we're sitting and making sure that we're taking care of ourselves.
Yes.
There's a reality to the fact that you have the right to pause and be like, what does this bring value to my life, or does it not? If I'm sick, I have to take out a certain amount of responsibility because this sickness is going to suck up some of my energy. I have to make my energy last all day. So what's important here?
Right.
And that's the sort of thing here, right? Is we're in a situation where healing requires from us to stop struggling, but to enjoy life more and endure it less. We have to find the ways where we're still learning our priorities.
Yeah.
And learning what gives life meaning, and stop justifying things taking that away.
Yes.
So this is from Darina Stoyanova.
Yeah.
We always have our sayings in the description with their authors.
Yep.
So if you're trying to figure out how to write down this name just by how we're saying it, don't worry, it's down there.
Give us a like, comment, subscribe, please, and tell your friends about us.
We always have an email down in the description as well if you want to contact us for just sharing what you're doing. If you are not in a crafty area or have a craft group and you still want to be able to feel like you're around someone who would appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you need someone to talk to, because obviously this kind of topic might have stirred some emotions. We're not perfect, we're just people, but know that you're not alone. It's hard to make good decisions for yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
And if you know what it's like to live with a diagnosis like this, where it's not something that might ever leave you alone,
Yeah.
share your thoughts. We would appreciate feeling that community.
Yes.
And until next time, we hope that you are inspired, like us, to get through this craftiest time of the year. And until next time, we hope that you stitch your way
To mental health.